Good morning, students. In the part of multiple integrals lecture series, in the previous class, I discussed about the change of variables, general case and particular case polar coordinates. Few more problems on change of variables. Today we discuss here just a recall of particular case. I try to change the double integration in Cartesian coordinates in terms of xy. So double integration over the region R x comma y, the integrand f of x comma y dx dy. My interest is changing the Cartesian coordinates into polar coordinates r comma theta with the suitable transformation x equal to r cos theta and y is equal to r sin theta. So your function f of x comma y change into the form of capital F of r comma theta, and our smallest area dA is nothing but length into breadth. It can be written as dx into dy. That dx dy can be written into the form of modulus of Jacobian into dr d theta. That means the smallest area in the xy plane can be changed into the smallest area into r theta plane is in the form of Jacobian into dr d theta. For that purpose, I have to calculate Jacobian here. Jacobian j is equal to j of x comma y with respect to r theta. So from the definition of Jacobian, I am writing the Jacobian 2 by 2 det. The value of the Jacobian of these two functions is r. So dx dy is equal to r into dr d theta. This is the way we can change the Cartesian coordinates to polar coordinates. Already discussed in the previous class also. Just I recall that one. Based on this, we can go through the few problems on this one. It's an important problem and it is an application here. In generally, it is not possible to calculate integral 0 to infinity e power minus x square dx by using simple integration. But by the help of double integration, we can easily calculate the value of integral 0 to infinity e power minus x square dx. Okay, so it is a small application by using double integration here. Before going to this particular result, first I have to show that evaluate double integral 0 to infinity e power of e power of minus of x square plus y square dx dy by changing into polar coordinates. So first I am evaluating this double integration which is in Cartesian coordinates. With the help of result of this double integration, I show that this particular thing. Okay, it is the application of our problem now here. Now, first of all, I identify the limits and the region and what is the integrand first here. So I go through the solution given that integral 0 to infinity e power of minus x square plus y square dx dy. Okay, when you are observing here, both are here constant limits. There is no variable limits here. First of all, I am writing the order is your choice here. Why? Because of these two are treating as constant limits. So I am treating outmost integration for x limits and the internal integration for y limits. That is my choice. So that's why I go through the first I am writing x limits. So x equal to 0 to x equal to infinity. X equal to 0 is lower limit and x equal to infinity is upper limit. The same thing I am representing in the figure here. So x equal to 0. So x equal to 0 is nothing but y axis and x is varying from 0 to infinity. So you extend the x axis, your x moving to infinity now. For a fixed x, for a fixed x, you have to write the y limits. Y is also moving from 0 to infinity. So y is equal to 0 is nothing but your x axis is y equal to 0 and y is equal to sorry, by mistake I am writing here x, it is y. Y is equal to infinity. So y is moving to infinity. So in this way, in this direction, you are moving y here. Okay, that means your region entirely covers the first quadrant of the coordinate system. Why? Because of x moving from 0 to infinity, as well as y moving from 0 to infinity. So in the first quadrant, each and every point is positive. So the region covers the first quadrant of the coordinate system. This is the data what they given here. Now I try to change the Cartesian coordinates into the polar coordinates with the transformation. Now by changing the Cartesian coordinates into polar coordinates by taking x equal to r cos theta and y is equal to r sin theta. This is the basic definition, and maintaining the relation between the Cartesian coordinates and polar coordinates. Okay, now I am observing here. I have to calculate first x square plus y square. Why? Because of this particular term will be presented in the integrand. So here integrand is there, e power of minus of x square plus y square. So I required x square plus y square. First I am calculating x square plus y square here. So x square plus y square is equal to is nothing but r square cos square theta plus r square sin square theta. R square is common, r square into cos square theta plus sin square theta. So cos square theta plus sin square theta is 1. Finally I am getting x square plus y square is equal to r square. After that I am writing dx dy. Dx dy can be written as Jacobian into dr d theta. So already I prove that Jacobian of x comma y with respect to r theta is r. Already I proved that one. So that's why I am writing dx into dy is equal to r into dr d theta. Now first thing, x square plus y square is equal to r square, and dx dy is equal to r d theta. These two can be reproduced in the integration. After that, after changing the integration, we require the limits also. So that's why I am writing the limits now. So our region is entirely in the first quadrant of coordinate system. Now I am writing the limits in terms of r and theta. First I am writing the theta limits. So your x-axis is treating as initial line, theta is equal to 0. Your region is covered the first quadrant. So your theta is moving from 0 to up to the y-axis. That means theta is equal to pi by 2. So our region moves from theta is equal to 0 to theta is equal to pi by 2. So theta limits is 0 to pi by 2. Okay, for a fixed theta, you are taking a fixed line. This line is moving from 0 to up to infinity. So that's why our radius moving r equal to 0 to up to infinity. So r limits r equal to 0 to r equal to infinity. Okay, the same thing I am reproducing here. Integration, it is the given one, x equal to 0 to infinity, integral y is equal to 0 to infinity, e power minus x square plus y square dx dy. This is the given problem what they given. Now completely Cartesian coordinates into polar coordinates. Now I am changing here. First I am calculating x square plus y square. X square plus y square is equal to r square. So that's why I am writing e power minus r square. Next I am finding dx dy. Dx dy can be changed into the form of r into dr d theta. Now okay, this will be changed in terms of r theta. Now limits also changed now. Now already I give the limits here. So here you observe that theta limits, theta equal to 0 to pi by 2, and r limits r equal to 0 to infinity. So that's why I am writing theta limits, theta is equal to 0 to pi by 2 and r limits 0 to infinity. Here also you observe that your limits are constant limits. You can go by any order. Okay, now I go through the outmost integration. Integral theta equal to 0 to pi by 2, integral r is equal to 0 to infinity, e power minus r square r dr d theta. First I am calculating the integration inside the square brackets. Okay, first of all I am calculating the integration here, e power minus r square into r. See here, I am writing here r is nothing but just I am multiplying with 2 and divide with 2. So minus 1 by 2, integral theta equal to 0 to pi by 2, integral r is equal to 0 to infinity, e power minus r square minus 2r dr. Just for convenience I am multiply and divide with minus 2 here. So that can be written as minus 1 by 2 into integral 0 to pi by 2. So see here I am applying the formula here, integral e power f of x into f dash of x dx is equal to, I know that, e power f of x. So at the place of e power f of x, I am having e power minus r square. So that minus r square derivative is minus 2r. So f of x is minus r square and f dash of x is minus 2r. So I apply this particular formula here. I am getting minus 1 by 2 integral theta equal to 0 to pi by 2 e power minus r square. R is running from 0 to infinity d theta. So the limits are from 0 to infinity. First I am applying the upper limit infinity at the place of r. I am writing e power minus infinity minus r equal to 0 e power 0. Okay, e power minus infinity is nothing but 0. So minus 1 by 2 integral theta equal to 0 to pi by 2 e power minus infinity, it is 0, minus e power 0 is 1 d theta. So finally I am getting minus of minus plus here plus 1 by 2 integral theta equal to 0 to pi by 2 1 d theta. So 1 by 2 into the integration of 1 is theta under the limits theta equal to 0 to pi by 2 by replacing the upper limit 1 by 2 into by replacing upper limit pi by 2 minus lower limit 0. So 1 by 2 into pi by 2, that is nothing but pi by 4. Okay, so here we calculate integration 0 to infinity e power minus x square plus y square dx dy. The value of this particular integration is pi by 4. Okay, so once again I go through the problem now. First of all, I evaluate the integration here, integral 0 to infinity e power minus of x square plus y square dx dy with the help of Cartesian coordinates to polar coordinates by changing the Cartesian coordinates to polar coordinates. First I evaluate the integration value. The value of this one is pi by 4. Now hence I show that integral 0 to infinity e power minus x square dx is equal to root pi by 2. It is an important result. Please note it down. Now go through the prove that particular result. See here, integral 0 to infinity e power of minus x square plus y square dx dy is equal to pi by 4. Just I am considering LHS part here. So I equal to integral 0 to infinity. I am splitting the term here, e power minus x square into e power minus y square dx dy. So one thing you observe that here your limits are constant limits. There is no variable limits. That's why I am saying that these two are constant limits. Okay, the internal integration corresponding to y limits. So I am writing integral 0 to infinity e power minus y square dy. So x is free from y. So these two are independent variables. So I am writing e power minus x square outside the integration. So integral 0 to infinity e power minus x square integral 0 to infinity e power minus y square dy into dx. So this can be written as now integral 0 to infinity e power minus x square dx into integral 0 to infinity e power minus y square dy. Why? Because of independent of variables. Okay, see here. Now the same thing I am writing once again here, integral 0 to infinity e power minus x square dx plus here integral 0 to infinity e power minus y square dy. Just I am writing at the place of y itself x. Why? Because of it is a definite integral. If suppose you change the variable, the value of the integration will not change. So that's why at the place of y you can take any other variable also, not only x, you can take t or k, whatever the variable you can take here, you get the same value. So that's why I am writing at the place of y x now. Integral 0 to infinity e power minus x square dx. These two are same things. I am writing integral 0 to infinity e power minus x square dx whole square. Okay. Already I know that the original integration I equal to pi by 4. So I can be written into the form of integral 0 to infinity e power minus x square dx whole square is equal to pi by 4. Okay, by taking the square root on both sides, integral 0 to infinity e power minus x square dx is equal to square root of pi by 2. By mistake I am writing 4 here, pi by 2. Pi by 2. Okay, so this is the way we can prove this one. Now go through the one more example. Go through the problem. Evaluate integral 0 to 2 integral 0 to root over 2x minus x square plus y square dy dx. Okay, by change into polar coordinates. Okay, here it is also a double integration in Cartesian coordinates. One thing you observe that the limits are in variable limits. Now I try to change the Cartesian coordinates into polar coordinates. With the help of the transformation, I can evaluate the double integration. First of all, I go through the given integration. You can observe that here the internal integration limits in terms of x. So these two limits corresponding to y now, and the outmost limits corresponding to x. The same thing I am writing here. Integral x equal to 0 to 2, integral y is equal to 0 to root over 2x minus x square plus y square dy dx. First I am writing x limits here. X equal to 0 is the lower limit and x equal to 2 is the upper limit. For a fixed x, I am writing y limits. Y is equal to 0 to y is equal to root over 2x minus x square. By squaring on both sides, you are writing y square plus x square minus 2x equal to 0, which represents a circle which is passing through the origin. Okay, so first you identify the region here. Your x limits is x equal to 0 to x equal to 2. So x equal to 0 at origin is nothing but y axis, and x equal to 2, you plot the point on x axis, x equal to 2. So x is varying from 0 to 2. For a fixed x, your y is varying from 0 to, so on the x axis y value is 0. So y equal to 0 to up to the circle. Circle is x square plus y square minus 2x equal to 0. It represents a circle equation having the center at 1, 0. Having the center at 1, 0. Why? Because of the general equation of the circle is x square plus y square plus 2gx plus 2fy plus c equal to 0. By comparing with the general equation, your center is minus g minus f. So by comparing that one, you are getting the center at 1, 0 and the radius is 1 unit. Okay, now we are changing the Cartesian coordinates to polar coordinates. Let I am writing the transformation x equal to r cos theta, y is equal to r sin theta. Then we know that x square plus y square is equal to r square, and dx dy can be written as Jacobian into dr d theta. Jacobian is nothing but r, so that is equal to r into dr d theta. Okay, now we can write the limits. Try for the limits. Just I am changing the integrand here. X square plus y square is nothing but r square. Now I think about the limits now. First of all, the lower limit of y equal to 0. I am taking here y equal to 0. So y is nothing but r sin theta. R sin theta is equal to 0. That implies r is never be 0, so that's why sin theta is equal to 0. Sin theta is 0 only when theta is equal to 0. Okay, so this is the first result we confine from y equal to 0. The second one, y is equal to root over 2x minus x square. By squaring on both sides, you are getting y square plus x square minus 2x equal to 0. So already we know that x square plus y square is equal to r square. So at the place of y square plus x square, I am writing r square minus 2 into, at the place of x you are writing r cos theta equal to 0. In this particular term, you can take r common, r into r minus 2 cos theta. R never be 0, so r minus 2 cos theta is equal to 0. So that's why r equal to 2 cos theta. You are getting r equal to 2 cos theta. From those two results you are getting theta equal to 0 one condition and r is equal to 2 cos theta the second condition, which represents the circle equation r is equal to 2 cos theta. And the third one, if x equal to 0, x equal to 0, from the x r cos theta, x equal to r cos theta is equal to 0, then cos theta is equal to 0. So cos theta equal to 0 only when theta is equal to pi by 2. Based on these results, I can formulate the limits here. See here, this is my circle in first quadrant. Our theta limits, theta is equal to 0 to theta is equal to pi by 2. The same thing I also derived here, theta is equal to 0 and theta is equal to pi by 2 here. The same thing I am writing here. Our limits theta is 0 to theta is equal to pi by 2. Here you can observe the same thing in the region also. Theta equal to 0 line is x-axis and your theta is moving from 0 line to up to y-axis. When your theta is moving from 0 to pi by 2, your circle is moving from 2 to origin. So theta is equal to 0 to theta is equal to pi by 2. Next, after a fixed theta, you can take the radius vector r. R limits, r is moving from 0 at the origin. It is also called pole. At the pole, r value is 0. R is moving from 0 to on the circle. On the circle, the circle equation is already I get here r is equal to 2 cos theta. So that's why I am writing the upper limit of r is 2 cos theta. So our limits is theta equal to 0 to pi by 2 and r equal to 0 to 2 cos theta. The same thing I am applying here. I equal to integral. I am writing theta limits, theta equal to 0 to pi by 2, r is moving from 0 to 2 cos theta. Actually here x square plus y square is nothing but r square, and here dx dy is nothing but r into dr d theta. So that is equal to integral theta equal to 0 to pi by 2, r square into r is r cube, dr integral r equal to 0 to 2 cos theta r cube dr d theta. First we calculate the integration inside the square brackets with respect to r. Theta 3 theta as constant. The integration of r cube r power 4 by 4 under the limits 0 to 2 cos theta. So the upper limit is 2 cos theta. I am writing here 2 power 4 into cos power 4 theta by 4 minus the lower limit is 0. By simplifying this one, 2 power 4 by 4 is nothing but 4 is equal to 4 is constant, integral the remaining integration, integral theta equal to 0 to pi by 2 cos power 4 theta d theta. Okay, 4 is constant. The integration of cos power 4 theta d theta is equal to 3 by 2 into 1 by 2 into pi by 2. By simplifying this one, you are getting 3 pi by 2. For finding the integration of cos power 4 theta, I am apply the formula here. Integral theta equal to 0 to pi by 2 cos power n theta d theta is equal to n minus 1, n minus 3 and so on by n into n minus 2 into and so on into pi by 2 if n is even number. The same thing I am applying here for calculating the integration. This is the value of the double integration 3 pi by 2. Okay, so today we discuss about the double integration, evaluation of double integration by changing the variables from Cartesian coordinates to polar coordinates. You try for this one. Evaluate integral 0 to 1, integral 0 to root over 1 minus y square, x square plus y square dy dx by change into polar coordinates. Okay, so in the next class we discuss about the change of variables general case. Okay, thank you.